what's really on it. We have to be honest to make the biggest impact. Now that you know, will you try to prevent that? Moms, dads, where the head of the family at? We gotta do something to get our youth back. There is no cheat code that we can't crack. They gotta feel like you got their back. I'm not judging, just say. Hello, family, and welcome back to episode 2 of It Takes a Village. I would like to thank all of my listeners and new subscribers. Oh, the love has been great. The feedback has been phenomenal, from this was much needed in our community to the ones who are apprehensive. I appreciate it all. Someone stated, do you think we really can get the village back? And the new age parents and grandparents can trust that we have their kids' best interests and accept help? I said, with consistency and work, anything is possible. The village didn't leave overnight, so it's not going to come back overnight, and that's just being real. But I'm hopeful. So I asked you all a few questions last episode because I wanted to hear from you all. I wanted to know your grandma names, past and present. I wanted what was considered disrespect in your household. I wanted to hear from you all. So let's look at a few of our responses. All right, we got Jordan on social media, on Facebook. She put Mima, Nunu, Nana, and good old grandma. All right, here from Nicole on our pipeline page, she put Georgia, Gloria, Barbara, Arletta, and Marcella. All right, and another one from YouTube, best of the best, Granny Arlene. We have Brittany from Georgia. She stated off bat, she does not like the new granny names, Glamma, G-Ma, no. And so looking at all the names, our top granny names were Beverly, Mary, Medea, and anything with blank May, Hattie May, Lisa May, Arlene May, and so on. Someone actually made a joke that back in the day, a lot of granny names were names from cities and states like Maryland, Georgia, Charlotte, just to name a few. So now going back to our second question, disrespect. And it's always a funny topic because it seemed like we all grew up in the same household back in the day. Everyone could relate and knew what I said so meant, knew what don't be closing doors in my house meant, knew what now don't go embarrassing me in front of these people meant. We did not want to embarrass our mama showing up at school, a game, friend's house, or nothing. No. So let's hear from some of our listeners on their forms of disrespect growing up in their households. So we have Siobhan Jackson. She's from North Carolina, and she stated, it's always was, because I said so. Can never get enough of that. We have Chanel right here in Milwaukee. On Facebook, she stated, staring. OMG, that was a lot. That was disrespect if you were just looking. Who you think you looking at like that? Like, ma'am, I'm not trying to hear all that. I'm just looking, that's all. Or do you hear me talking to? If you move a certain way, it's like she stated, you couldn't win for losing growing up, but that was in her household. Shantoria Bowie said, anything was disrespect. If she was irritated, you was disrespect. Sorry, Mom. So those are just some from some of our listeners and their form of disrespect. And as you can see, a lot of us had that same thing in our household. So we got to bring the level of respect back to our communities, which is a good segue for episode 2 of It Takes a Village. Why have times changed? Why? There was a time that when grown folks were talking, kids weren't present. They wasn't even in the conversation with adults. Like the saying goes, a child stayed in a child's place. Kids were outside playing and knew to be in when the street lights came on. Are there curfews anymore? Growing up, you heard, do as I say and not as I do. Or the original, I said what I said. Your parents or your village would say, because I said so. Or the one that every adult would say, this grown folks' business. And you knew to stay out of grown folks' business. Kids wasn't talking about who in jail, who couldn't pay their bills, when they mama getting their taxes, or drama in the family. My granny taught us, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. You were to listen twice as much as we talk. Not everything you hear have to be repeated. Kids was not doing those things. They were not in grown folks' faces. So let's pause here and let's check out a scene from What's Your Mission episode 3. This is a scene with Q in Brooklyn, and they are having a conversation and kind of got into an argument. And let's just watch it. Let's just watch it there.
Know what's going on with my life? I understand what your mom must have felt like.
What? See, here you go coming downstairs starting this mess. See, you know what came with me when you got with me. See, I'm trying to build something real, man. You coming with all this emotion and no motion. I'm just trying to be the father I never had.
Why are you guys yelling?
It's okay, baby. Go back to bed, baby.
Okay.
So just taking a look at that scene, yes, parents were having a little debate. They were arguing. And once they addressed the kid and said, go back upstairs, she went upstairs. She didn't go back and forth. She didn't say anything. She didn't address them. She went back upstairs. Growing up, I can't remember seeing my parents argue. And if I heard them, I stayed where I was at. Because what? That was grown folks' business. It was just a respect level, an unsaid rule. Grown folks talking, a kid stayed in the kid's place. Kids these days is dressing the father, the mother, step-parents, guardians, like they're adults. Teachers, mentors, coaches, absolutely not. You stayed in a child's place. So do you think kids should know personal stuff? Do you think parents should talk in front of their kids? Do you think adults should talk in front of kids? So I asked a few of our youth how they felt about the statement, that's grown folks' business. Let's take a look what they thought.
To me, grown folks' business means something you shouldn't tell anybody if an adult says it. I do think adults should talk about certain things to kids. Like if it's very important, then they should know as they get older. I also think saying, because I said so, it could sometimes be unfair because the kids should understand and know why what they did was wrong so they can improve from their mistakes.
Grown folks talking to me, it really depends on the conversation. Like if it's about economics or culture, I feel like it should be held in the family. Hearing the phrase, because I said so, I feel like it's so negative. I mean, everybody should be able to explain because if they don't, 9 times out of 10, the kid's gonna grow into a distant relationship with their parents.
To me, grown folks' business means it's none of the kids' business. Or if they even hear the conversation, what happens in the conversation, that what stays in the conversation. Also, I think adults shouldn't talk about adult situations in front of kids. However, they should talk about things that may help kids in the future, like things that are relevant and what can help them instead of make them feel a type of way about life. I think it's also unfair for adults to say, because I said so. I feel like if a kid did something wrong and they're getting in trouble for it, they want to know what they did and what they're getting in trouble for.
So it's always good to hear from the children because what? They are our future and we want the best for them. As parents, we have to have that confidence that we're instilling the best in them. The confidence to teach them right from wrong and stand on that. What's the saying? I'm not your little friend. And we have to really stand on that and raise them as such. Raise them to have that respect and morals when we not around. Raise them to know that someone else may address you. Someone else may correct you. And that is okay, as long as it's done with love. Everyone has to get back on the same boat. And we all got to start rowing together instead of against one another. And honestly, with your comments, with your feedback, we can do this. We can bring the village back. In all honesty, you all are my village. We are all in this together. Your support, you're tuning in, you becoming a new subscriber, that is all helping and being a part of the village. And I thank you, family. And I can't wait to see what we have for the next episode. So keep all that great content coming for me. And see you again on It Takes a Village. Bye-bye, family. Right, let's keep it real. Our youth really on it. We have to be honest to make the biggest impact. Now that you know where you try to prevent that, moms, dads, we're the head of the family. We got to do something to get our youth back. There is no cheat code that we can't crack. They got to feel like you got their back. I'm not judging, just stating real facts.